Hello students, today we are going to learn about Geography Chapter 3, Our Changing Earth. You all know that our Earth planet is dynamic in nature. Dynamic means it is changing, always changing. Earth is always changing. Why? Because there is external and internal movements or forces due to which the Earth is constantly changing. The earth movements by which the earth changes, the different landforms changes, are of two types: endogenic forces and exogenic forces. Now, what are endogenic forces? Endogenic forces are the forces which acts on the surface of the earth from internally. That means endogenic forces are caused when the movement in the tectonic plates happens and due to which some changes happen. So endogenic forces are of two types: sudden forces and diastrophic forces. Sudden forces are like when there is always a movement inside the earth. The earth is always moving from inside because of the molten magma. Below the crust there is a layer of mantle, and the upper mantle is in semi-solid state, and magma is in a magma is in a liquid semi-solid form, molten state. And upon this the crustal plates move, and due to this sometimes what happen when we come to know that there is a movement inside the earth, when there is some earthquake, volcano or landslides happen. Okay, so these are the sudden forces. Means you should know it immediately that what is going on. And there are some diastrophic forces. Diastrophic forces means it acts upon the surface of the earth for a long period of time. It have to work for a long period of time to see some changes. For example, mountains building forces. The mountains are not created in one day. There are many years, many long periods of geological periods are there for building the mountains. Okay. Now this was about endogenic forces. Now what is exogenic forces? In short, exogenic forces are the forces which act upon the surface of the earth from externally, मतलब बाहर से कार्य करता है. It is of two types: erosional and depositional. Erosional and depositional, two types of forces works upon the surface of the earth. So the agents of exogenic forces are river, wind, sea waves, glaciers. Mean the surface of the earth is changed due to the work of river, wind, and the sea waves, the action of river, wind, sea waves and glaciers. So now we will study in detail about the endogenic forces. Due to endogenic forces, I told you that earthquake, volcano and landslides happen. First of all, we will study about the volcanoes. What are volcanoes? Volcanoes in Hindi is called Jwalamukhi. What is volcano? Volcano is a vent or opening in the earth's crust by which the molten materials from inside the earth crust comes out, and when it comes out it is called lava. So the volcanoes erupt because of the extreme pressure inside. When there is some extreme pressure inside, then the gases all want to come out, and when it put pressure on the earth's surface, there are some fissures or vents created, and finally when it is comes out of some sort of vent in the earth's surface, it is called lava. In this way volcanic mountains are created. So volcanoes have been volcanoes are of types, three types actually. So first is active or living volcano, dormant or sleeping volcanoes, extinct or dead volcanoes. So according to its function, according to its nature, erupting nature, it is divided into three types. Active volcanoes means the volcanoes which have been regularly erupting on regular intervals are called active volcanoes. And dormant volcanoes are that they are not erupted for many years, but can erupt in the near future. So they are sleeping. They are not dead, but they are sleeping. They are not active, they are not dead, but they are in a sleeping form. The third one is extinct or dead volcanoes. Extinct or dead volcanoes means they have not been erupted in thousands of years, and they have giving no sign of erupting again. So they are considered as extinct or dead volcanoes. Then second endogenic force, result of endogenic forces, earthquakes, that is when the sudden vibrations, these are the sudden vibrations or tremors which is felt on the earth due to the internal movement of the earth. And the earthquake, when it is originated from inside the earth, the place where it is originated inside the earth is called focus, and the place above the earth surface, directly above the focus, is called epicenter. So focus is the place from inside the earth from where the earthquake originates, and epicenter is the place directly above the focus on the surface of the earth. So the devastation which takes place in earthquake, the most affected area is the near of epicenter. So and the as we move away from the epicenter, the effect of the earthquake reduces. So the study of the earthquake internal movement of the earth by which the instrument is called seismograph, and the scale by which the intensity of the earthquake is measured is called Richter scale. So now I will give you an explanation through the diagram of the how the earthquake take place. So I will show you a diagram. Here you can see that origin of an earthquake. You can see that inside the earth, this is the focus. That means here, this is the place from where the seismic waves are originating. This is the focus inside the earth. This is internal part of the earth, crust. Then above it, epicenter. This is the epicenter. It is the place just above the epicenter. Focus. So this place is the most affected when an earthquake comes, and as the seismic waves are spreading, the intensity of the earthquake will reduce, and the most affected areas will be this. So the most destruction or the most damage will be done here, and as we move away from the epicenter, the earthquake's intensity will reduce. Okay, so this is a picture of origin of an earthquake. I will show you another picture. This is the structure of a volcano, how you can see the magma from inside the earth is coming out from as ashes and gases are coming out, and when it comes out it is called lava. So in this way the volcano is coming out, volcanic eruptions comes out from the earth, and this is the picture of a structure of a volcano. Now we will move on to the we have studied about the sudden changes, earthquake, volcanoes, etc. Now we will study about the endogenic forces which are acting over long period, that is diastrophic forces. There are some forces which act on the earth's surface for a long period of time, because when these forces act upon the earth, and the changes when you have to see, it will take a long period of time. For example, our earth was not like this earlier. Our earth was the different continents were joined together earlier due to this tectonic movement. They drifted apart from each other, and now the continents are apart from each other. They have moved from their place. How they have moved? Due to these diastrophic forces. So these diastrophic forces are of two types: vertical tectonic movements and horizontal tectonic movements. Vertical means in a standing line, इस तरह से, and horizontal means sleeping lines. You all know this. Vertical tectonic movements help in the formation of continents and basins, and horizontal tectonic movements is basically mountain building forces. And mountain building is mountain is built by two methods, folding and faulting. So this portion I will show you through a diagrams. See this picture about the vertical tectonic movement. In vertical tectonic movements, what happened? The pressure is like this, upwards. Then what happened? Some part of the earth surface is uplifted subsidence. The uplifted subsidence is the continents, and the lowered part is known as subsidence, is known as basin, and the plateaus. Okay, in this way the diastrophic forces causes the formation of continent, basin and plateaus. Generally vertical, when it is upwards, the pressure is upward, the changes is upward. Okay, now the second one is horizontal tectonic movement. Horizontal tectonic movement when is of two types. Compressional forces. Due to the compressional forces, folding happens. Compressed means दोनों तरफ से इसको प्रेस करके दबा देना, तो क्या होगा, ये सिकुड़ जाएगा. This is the due to this folding happens like this. This is folded. This is the surface of the earth. It is folding. So by this way the mountains are built. Our Himalayan mountains is due to the process of folding. Is built due to the process of folding. So this is horizontal tectonic movement. Horizontal tectonic movement, one is compressional force, and due to folding happens. Compressional force से folding होती है, ठीक है, ये एक तरह का चेंज होता है. और सेकेंड वन इज टेंशनल फोर्सेस. टेंशनल फोर्सेस इज द प्रेशर इज फ्रॉम बोथ साइड्स. इधर से भी खींचता है, इधर से भी खींचता है, खिंचाव होता है. टेंशनल फोर्सेस मीन्स फ्रॉम टू साइड्स वी आर द प्रेशर इज फ्रॉम अपोजिट डायरेक्शन. मतलब खींचता है, एक ये इधर को खींच रहा है और ये इधर को खींच रहा है, जिससे क्या होता है, ये फॉल्ट्स पैदा होते हैं. फॉल्ट्स मतलब यहाँ दरारें पड़ती हैं, और फिर बाद में क्या होता है, सम पार्ट इज रेज्ड, जहाँ दरारें पड़ी है नीचे खसक आया और ये एज इट इज रह गया. तो द प्लेस विच इज ड्रिफ्टेड डाउन is called Rift Valley, and the area which is raised is called Block Mountain. This is also called faulting. So horizontal tectonic movements में दो तरह का होता है. compressional forces result in folding, and tensional forces which result in faulting. Now we will know about the exogenic forces. Exogenic forces mean the external forces which works upon the surface of the earth to change its landforms. There are two types of forces, weathering and erosion. Weathering is breaking up of rocks on the earth's surface, and erosion is carrying away of the rocks by the action of water, wind, etc. So first of all, we will know how the exogenic forces work. The agents of exogenic forces are river, sea waves, or ice, wind, etc. So first of all, we will know about the work of a river. This is a picture showing how the river completes its journey. River's journey starts from a high place like mountains, and it starts its journey. River's journey can be divided into three parts: first stage, middle stage, and last stage. So in the first stage, the river starts its journey, and it starts with a very great speed, and it is falling. It is coming from a great height, so its speed is very much, and it's do basically destruction work, that is erosional works, and due to this it creates V-shaped valley. It is coming from a high speed and it is creating V-shaped valleys, and when it cannot move, it just jumps over. When some stones, big particles come, it jumps over. That is called rapids. And waterfalls are created. Waterfalls are created in the first stage when there is some big, I will show you another picture how waterfall is created. So when some big area of rock surface comes, hard rocks come which it cannot cut, and it then flows straight down, and it again come here the soft rocks, then it cuts here and falls down. So ये height से जब गिरती है नदी तो इसको waterfall कहते हैं. When it comes in the plain area, second stage में आ गया. When it comes in the plain area, what happened? The river now flows slowly, and some small rivers which is called tributaries come and join this river and make it bigger. Now the what happens? In the first stage only erosion was done, but in the second stage what happened? Both erosion and deposition both are done. Erosion is the carrying away of rocks, minerals, etc. Rocks and small particles, etc. So in the middle stage, the river is now doing deposition and erosion both. The river is slowly flowing, and now it cannot carry with it the eroded material, so it start depositing. मिट्टी विट्टी को यहाँ पे छोड़ती जाती है, and when it deposit here, it cannot overflow from this deposition, so it starts bending and taking twist and turn. In this way, different shapes are created, and these bends and turns are called meanders. And then what happens, then when the river is moving like this, then what happened? The deposited materials are deposited here, and the river now the channel of water is separated from the river, and the river start flowing straight away, and this kind of oxbow lake is created. And the sediments, particles, small particles are being deposited here, and these are called floodplain. So in the middle stage, meanders, oxbow lakes, and floodplains are created. Now the last stage of river come when the river is going to the sea. Last stage में नदी जो है समुद्र से मिल जाती है. Why? Because higher level is the mountain and the lowest level of the earth is sea. So whenever water is coming, water is always have a tendency to flow from high level to lower level. So जो lowest level है वहाँ ही जाके मिलेगी. So in the last stage, what happened? The river it becomes even more slower, and it cannot carry even the finer particles with it. So it start depositing it, and it is started to distribute in many small channels of water, and this is called distributary. तो नदी छोटी छोटी शाखाओं में बढ़ जाती है, जिसको distributaries कहते हैं. And this while it is depositing its valuable rocks and minerals particles, and this is in this way a V-shaped land is created, which is called delta. So in the last stage, the river created delta, जो कि बहुत उपजाऊ होता है. So this is the whole journey of river, and during this journey the river created many kinds of landforms. As I told you, I will show you a picture of waterfall. देखो how the waterfall is created. The water is flowing, and some hard rock comes inside, जो कि नदी काट नहीं पा रही है तो वो नीचे गिर जाती है. Then यहाँ पे सॉफ्ट रॉक आता है, तो इसको कट करती हुई ये आगे बढ़ती है. दिस इज वाटरफॉल. Now we will move to the work of ice. You can see there is a picture of a glacier. I am showing glaciers are rivers of ice which are found in the mountains. Due to its very speed, due to its pressure, because they are very huge, so it is very weighty. Due to its height and gravity, it moves slowly towards the downhill, and the glaciers are like tongue shaped, so it creates U-shaped valley. And there are other shapes also which are created due to the work of glacier, that is horns, that is cirques, and moraines. Moraines are also created. What is moraines? Actually, moraines are the deposits of glacier which are deposited at the both side of the tongue-shaped glacier and at the tip of the tongue. This is called glacier. Now I will show you the work of sea waves. Sea waves, as you know, समुद्र की लहरें, किस तरह से क्रिएट करती हैं डिफरेंट लैंड फॉर्म्स. आई विल शो यू द सी वेव्स by its pressure of the waves continuously. They rock protoned on the rock surface and create this type of structure: sea caves, arches and stacks. These are the created by sea waves. And now the work of a wind. The wind, it is basically in the desert area. Look, the desert area is full of sandy wind. Then what happened? The sand filled winds touch this attack this rock surface and scrape away the inside of the rock surface, and this kind of structure is created, that is called mushroom rocks. Last one is the sand dunes are created with the work of a sand. And there is in the Gobi desert, loess is a kind of sand particle which is created by the work of the wind. Actually, very fine and light sand particles are blown from the desert area, which is quite far away, and it is deposited at some other place which is very far away from the origin of the wind. So in this, for example, China. In China, Loess is a place where the sand particles are coming from Gobi Desert. So this is all about the chapter. In this chapter, go through it and give me feedback.